And today we welcome Jackie Valenzuela from the Department of Public Health. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here with you today.
LA County recently lifted mask mandates. On what was that decision based?
Well, LA County has been seeing decreases in COVID cases and how many tests come back positive and how many people have to stay in the hospital. So with those consistent declines, not just in our county, but across the state, we've been able to make some revisions to the requirements here in our county. We strongly recommend that people wear their masks, but it's no longer a requirement to do so in those indoor settings.
Okay, and how about schools, teachers, and students? Are they still required to wear masks?
Yes, starting March 12th, though, masking will be strongly recommended, but no longer required for students, children, teachers, and staff, regardless if they're vaccinated or not. It's important to remember, though, that school districts do have the power to continue requiring schools to, put in protective measures that make sense for their school communities. And it's also important to know that kids, parents, and the teachers themselves can decide to continue to wear their masks based on the level of risk that they see in their home and in, those around them.
Right. And I understand that there are some establishments that will still require masks, such as hospitals. And what other types of settings will masks still be required and why?
Yeah, so there are some places where there are still some measures from federal and state regulations that still require you to wear your mask. So those are places like public transit, transportation hubs, healthcare settings, as you mentioned, both long-term care and adult care facilities, emergency shelters, homeless shelters. So anywhere where there might be an increased risk because there's a lot of people that are from different places under one roof.
And should we be aware that some businesses may still, as a private business, still require you to wear a mask?
Yes, business owners can decide to, find ways to limit the spread of COVID in their particular facility. And that might mean continuing to require the use of masks by employees as well as their customers and any visitors.
What about locations where a lot of people still congregate, such as bars, breweries, or mega sporting events? Are they going to require to verify vaccination from their patrons?
So those sites will no longer be required to, but we strongly recommend that they continue to employ vaccine verification before entering their venue. Again, we have to continue to remember COVID is still here. It's actually not going to go anywhere, but we do have to use the measures in place that we know that work after 2 years of dealing with this pandemic. And again, really taking into consideration what the risk is for ourselves and for those around us. We're also going to continue to make sure that testing is widely available and that continues to be free because we know that that's actually a really important tool. And we saw that during our surge, and we want to make sure that that continues to be the case. So we're going to have to continue to track those numbers and then report them to the public.
Thank you so much, Jackie. This really is very helpful for us now that we're going into a new stage of the COVID pandemic. And is there anything else that you would like to share?
Yeah, I will just a quick reminder that it doesn't really matter what level of risk we have in our county. People can still continue to wear their mask even if it's not required. It's really based on your own personal preference. So make sure that you figure that out for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones. So then you can make the most informed choice. So as I mentioned, if you haven't gotten vaccinated already or boosted, please do so because that's what we know is the most effective tool against this virus.
Thank you so much. And where can people find more information about the county's COVID resources?
The county has a great website, covid19.lacounty.gov. They can go there and find all kinds of information, everything from testing sites to vaccination sites. So I ask everyone to go there. And, if they don't have access to the internet, they can always dial 211 and get more information there.
Well, thank you so much, Jackie, for giving us all this valuable information.
Thank you so much.